just looking at the solar system, and yeah, I came across some very interesting satellites or probes, if you will. Yeah, so we got, you got your Earth, you got Mercury, the Sun, you got Venus, and all the others. But I'm really interested today to look at um, some of the probes that I came across. For example, this stereo ahead. I don't know how many of you guys have actually heard of this, but yeah, let's go ahead and click on that. Apparently, stereo ahead was the first probe they used to research on the sun, right? Let's go ahead and unlock the taskbar for there. Okay. Yeah, so it was created in 2006 to present, actually, it's still working till now. Okay, yeah, okay, so let's read about stereo head. So the twin stereo spacecraft studied the structure and evolution of solar storms as they emerge from the sun. Stereo ahead remains active till this day. So, why are they studying these solar storms? Well, um, it turns out that these, so they're actually two spacecraft. So there's one ahead of the Earth and then in its orbit, and the other is trailing behind. It provided the first stereoscopic images of the sun and collected data on the nature of its coronal mass ejections, the CMEs. So apparently these CMEs can disrupt communications, power grids, satellite operations, and air travel here on Earth. So, I guess that's why it's important to study these CMEs. And so we got the orbital periods of stereo A, so there's actually two of them, stereo A and stereo B, and the orbital periods of them were 347 days for A and 387 days for stereo B. And the two spacecraft separate from each other at a combined annual rate of 44 degrees. At various points, the spacecraft were separated from each other by 90 degrees and 180 degrees. What? I think I just read that wrong. Okay, so yeah, at various points the spacecraft was separated from each other by 90 and 180 degrees. Once this occurred on February 6, 2011, it allowed the entire sun to be seen at once for the first time by any set of spacecraft. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. So stereo A and stereo B, because they were 90 degrees and 180 degrees, it allows us to see the sun. It allowed us to see the sun in its entirety for the first time. So yeah, I didn't know that. That's a pretty cool thing to know. I also came across this. Go back to eyes on the solar system. I also came across Osiris epics. I hope I read that right. Let's take a look at Osiris there. Alright, that's pretty cool, and there's a bunch of other things that just came up, but okay, we're just gonna look at Osiris for a sec. And yeah, what is that? What is Osiris? Okay, let's take a look at. So Osiris Rex, or Osiris Apex, was the first U.S. mission to deliver an asteroid sample to Earth on September 24th, 2023. Wow. So the spacecraft, renamed Osiris Apex after the delivery, is now headed to asteroid Apophis for a 2029 rendezvous. cool. Okay, so let's find out where it went and deliver an asteroid sample from. So, okay, so OSIRIS APEX is an acronym for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security, Apophis Explorer. Okay, originally named OSIRIS-REx, Regolith Explorer. The goal of the mission was to collect a sample weighing 2.1 ounces from near-Earth asteroid 101955 Bennu, and then to bring the sample to Earth. What's up with those numbers? Like, if anybody knows what those numbers mean, like, is it a date or something? Yeah, you can just drop in the comment section for me. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so the mission developed by scientists at the University of Arizona, thank you very much, will give scientists more information about how the early solar system formed and about how life began. It will also help us better understand asteroids that could impact Earth in the future. On October 20th, 2020, approximately 121.6 grams of material from the surface of Bennu was successfully collected. Wow, that's a lot, because they were going for like, what, 2.1? Yeah, they were going for like 2.1, but they got 126, so that was a lot. On May 10th, 2021, the spacecraft left Bennu after nearly 2 years in orbit and began the 2-year voyage back to Earth. So, on September 24, 2023, the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft flew by Earth to release the capsule carrying the asteroid sample for a parachute landing. The sample capsule deployed its parachute at an altitude of about 1.9 miles, bringing it in for a soft landing at the Utah Test and Training Range about 80 miles west of Salt Lake City. Okay. I've actually never been to any of these places, so. The capsule was sent to Johnson Space Center in Houston. Okay, what did they find in that capsule? Okay. Okay, they didn't say anything. They didn't say what they found on the, the sample that it took, but the main spacecraft, OSIRIS APEX, is now continuing on to investigate the asteroid 99942 Apophis. Yeah, I've heard of Apophis. Apophis, from what I remember, is like heading towards Earth or something like that. I don't know what exactly it is. Yeah, maybe we'll look into it a bit later on. But that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. This spacecraft has been in orbit since 2016. Okay, and yeah, I wish there was something here on what they found on the space. I mean the sample. Sorry, doesn't really say. Oh, there's a samples Bennu surface right here. Okay, let's look at that. All right, they don't say what stuff. I guess it's secret stuff. Okay, let's go back to all right. Yeah, the last one I wanted to look at was this one, Biosentinel. Okay, this is when it's pretty important to what we want to do now. Like you think of people like Elon Musk who want to go to Mars, and I think missions like this would help with that, right? So Biosentinel. Okay, what is that? Let's look into that. So NASA's Biosentinel is a shoebox-sized CubeSat that will perform the first long-duration biology experiment in deep space. That's pretty cool. So basically, this Biosentinel is kind of like a lab in deep space, right? So they're gonna put some living organisms on it, which is yeast, and because human cells and yeast are like very similar, like DNA damage and repair and everything. So the experiments will help us understand the radiation risks for long duration deep space exploration, which I think is important, right? If you're gonna go to space, you need to know what effects that will have on people after being exposed to such um, long duration radiation. And so why is it special? Because these experiments will be carried out further into space than ever before. So deeper and deeper into space than we've seen, and yeah, this will help us fill critical gaps in knowledge about the health risks in deep space posed by space radiation. So pretty excited to see what that does, right? What the results of that will be, especially because there's genuine talk of going to Mars. A long time ago that seemed very just like sci-fi, really. But I mean, we already have like a rover up there, so it's only a matter of time. You never know. People are gonna go there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I learned something today. But that's pretty much it. What I want to look at. So next time, probably look at more of these probes. We've still got um, we got Lucy there. We got Psyche. Like, who comes up with these names? Like, but I like Osiris Apex. It's definitely something I would name my dog. But Psyche and Lucy, and yeah, we've got more. We got Parker. Yeah, so we'll look at those next. But if you do want to, look at them yourself, you can just simply go to the nasa.gov website, and you can do that, you know, uh, by yourself as well. That's cool. But yeah, I really want to know about those numbers. So if anybody knows about those numbers, just kindly comment down in the comment section below. Thank you very much.